Internships are like one of my favorite topics in the world. I think in terms of internships, definitely don't just consider paid internships. Unpaid internships are a really important component in your development cycle. And there are a lot of things you can do during school. Like if you're in college, you can volunteer and it can be an internship. There are sometimes things that you can do in a club that can be considered an internship. I have to say, like, internships are a very complicated topic. Yeah, college students can get, I mean, amazing opportunities with internships, but I just would encourage you to think big, think big when it comes to internships. That doesn't have to be, from an organization that is hiring for an intern. You could approach an organization and ask about, doing a project and potentially being an intern. And there's so much opportunity where internships are concerned. It's a broad topic. I'd love to help you work through it. I would say that I landed my biggest job at Walt Disney World because of an internship. And I'd love to help other people do the same. I think it's because it is such a big topic. I'd love to just work with you privately on it. So feel free to reach out to me via MOCA. Each university may have its own requirements. Some, like Northeastern, for example, they're going to expect you to work a lot. Other organizations, other colleges or universities may not have an expectation. I don't think there is a should. I don't like the word should. So I would never say, you must take a certain number of internships in your college career to be successful. I just don't believe that. I do, however, believe that in following your passions, there could be lots of opportunities to have internships every year even, right? But it's not necessary for you to worry about, I have to have something every year. Just keep following your passions and doing what you love to do and seeing if there's ways that you can help people contribute to their mission doing it. Oh my gosh, I have so many thoughts about the spray and pray. First of all, it's not a good strategy. It's called in other circles just sort of applying online, right? Whenever you apply online, I think statistically, the number is somewhere between 5 and 7% of people get hired that way. And so a lot of my college student clients are spending upwards of, 70 to 80% of their time applying for jobs online. And it's just really an ineffective way to get a job. In addition, it's also really, it's hard on your ego. It's hard on your confidence level because you think that it's about you, and it's not about you. It's not about you. It's really about the system. So what I teach my clients to do is to kind of go in the opposite direction of what companies are asking you to do. This is, again, another broad topic, but if companies are asking you to apply online, that is actually to weed you out, not to bring you in. And so I teach people how to sort of get in through the back door before they're opening a job. That's really critical. It's a strategy we use called the hidden job search model. And it's way more effective. In fact, I'm able to help people land jobs 70 to 80% faster than the national average, and definitely faster than applying online. I'm going to introduce it in a story format because I think it's one of the things that I would say that I do well is this is a very complicated topic, and some people it takes them a while to get, but I'm able to distill it down. So here's a story. Let's say you were invited to a swanky restaurant. You're in college and you were invited to this great restaurant that's opening up. When you get there, you're one of 300 other students that are in line. But all of a sudden you see your friend who waves at you and they go through the back door. The bouncer lets them in and the door hasn't even opened yet. The restaurant isn't even open yet. So you're like, how did they get an invitation to get in? How did they get in before the door is even open? Okay. All of a sudden the doors swing open and they let in 15 people. And of course you're 300. So there's 285 of you, including yourself, that are still waiting for an entrance into this swanky restaurant. This is very much like applying for a job online, okay, and the spray and pray method, because what you're doing is you are now putting yourself in an unfavorable position by competing against all these other people for this job. But what that friend did was they actually found someone on the inside, right, who is going to give them an opportunity to get in the door before those doors swing open. And so some people call this networking. It's it's to say it's just networking is a very broad and doesn't really do it justice, because it's really about the strategy that we use for helping people find individuals on the inside before the job is open. And it's just a super effective way to get a job. So that's what we're teaching you. Identifying a major is I would say can be fraught with confusion, and then you add that to the frustration of, oh, if I don't find the right major, how will I find the right college? I think that you really need to reduce the pressure that's being placed on this, because you can always go into college undecided. um, I will tell you, this is a very simplistic strategy, but one thing that I have done is I will request a course catalog from a university or multiple universities, and I will sit down with a pencil in hand and I will circle all of the classes that I think look interesting to me. And I will then see if there's any threads. For example, when I did this with my daughter, she circled a lot of the women and gender studies college classes. And then we went back and we said, you know what? This is not a major at this university, but it is at this university. So that's one way to do it. Of course, I also recommend assessments, lots of assessments. Assessments that you use for the purpose of career planning and career exploration can also be used for the purpose of identifying a major. Anything from, DISC to Myers-Briggs to StrengthsFinder, to even going to ONET and identifying some of those careers. But there really is no right or wrong way to identify a major. It's really just about identifying the things that you have done that you've enjoyed and the things that you could see yourself doing to be happy. And just know that the pressure doesn't have to be there, because again, you can go in undecided and figure it out when you get there. First of all, I'd love to encourage you to take a breath. I tell everyone, this too shall pass. This is a stressful period, and it will pass for sure. And you're going to be okay. There isn't just one way that your career can go, or one way that your career has to go. And I would also encourage you to meet with me, book an appointment with me, because I can help you sort through some of the challenges that you might be having in the job search and help you be a little bit more prepared, which would take the stress off of you. And also just help you with some coping strategies during this period, because it is stressful and sometimes it's unavoidable stress. So definitely come to me if you're looking for help with mindfulness or help with, job search stress. I'm here for you. Book an appointment with me.